We assume the future is going to be like the past, and this is just an assumption that has to be made. Alright, but bringing up the problem of induction doesn't help because the point is that probability can only be derived from a pattern with a causal mechanism. If there is a series of random numbers and out of chance these numbers form a pattern, there is no way to predict what the next number will be. Now, when you see a random series of numbers that by chance form the pattern like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, intuitively we are inclined to predict that the next number is going to be 1. That is because the brain seeks patterns. But it's just a random line of numbers. There is no reason to think it will be 1. It could be any number. Analogically, if we see a grand material pattern of the universe somehow, the brain is predisposed to finding some pattern there. Just because you found a pattern doesn't mean the next instance is any more likely to look like the prior instance unless there is some underlying causal mechanism. Well, Spock, you're trying to derive probability from what you assert are a non-causal series of events, and this only makes sense intuitively. Bringing up the fact that we assume the future is going to be like the past, I don't know if it's dodging the issue or just diverting, but it's not relevant. So the future is going to be like the past. In the past, probability requires some causal mechanism, and in the future, assuming the future is like the past in some way, probability requires some causal mechanism. The problem of induction doesn't change the way probability is derived. Let me illustrate this. Let's say you have a house made of wood and a house made of steel. Both of these houses are placed somewhere on planet Earth. We don't know where. Now, which house is more likely to remain standing by some criteria of standing? The steel house, let's say. This is because we know some things about steel, but we don't know all the other variables, and so we have probability. It's more likely that the steel structure will stand than the wood because of the properties of steel and wood. Probability references some causal mechanism. Without a causal mechanism, there is no probability. I don't know how many times or how else to say this. The debate should just end here. You can't be a regularist in the way you have been describing it because that requires probability while simultaneously denying the causal mechanism that probability requires. But you can say that the universe is random and just happened to turn out this way at every instance of time. Like, I would say it's a cosmic joke of a coincidence, but I've already said that. From what I can see, probability derived from a non-causal pattern is the crux of your position. And because of this, everything else in this kerfuffle becomes irrelevant once the issue of probability is settled. This is the key here. And I think that's it. I think that's all I need to be said in this video. Now, Spock, I haven't read as much on this as you have, and so do the commenters. Keep in mind, I'm only arguing against Spock, not every argument under the sun. Also, Spock, I'm sorry for being such a dick, especially calling you a brain police of the right. That was a bit of a low blow. But you understand why I snapped, so nothing more needs to be